Best of 3.
Mr. Rae, you are drunk.
Best of 5, then.
You're thinking about her.
Kayiizi doesn't look up. Juma crosses into the firelight, sits across from him.
Your wife.
I'm thinking about a lot of things.
Hospital, now.
Were you mocking me?
Nina, you're about to push out a baby. Where's your phone?
In the bag.
All right, let's do it.
Hello and welcome to the Kinolime Script to Screen Competition Table Read. I'm Julia Yorks, here with
John Rae.
and we've got 2 actors today who are going to be reading our one of our top 3 entries. Introduce yourself.
Of course. Hello, everyone. My name is William Owen, and originally from the UK, but very pleased to be here today.
I couldn't tell.
What gave it away?
And
Hi, I'm Michael Gardner. I'm reading John Rae. I'm not from the UK.
you're actors. I wanted to give you guys an opportunity to slate. Little actor joke.
There we go.
Anyways.
Inside.
So the script that we're going to be talking about today is called Prisoners of Air, and our log line is, it's 1850. 2 explorers form an unlikely friendship as they search the Arctic for a missing expedition. But can their new bond survive the discovery of its terrible fate?
Ooh.
Dun dun.
Dun, dun.
Allow me to set the scene. This is the first time that our 2 protagonists actually meet. Goodsir is the one who has lost his brother, and he truly cannot stand the idea of John Rae. And unfortunately, he needs to ask for John Rae's help in order to help find his missing brother. So it's a real conflict of interest. All right, let's do it. Interior Hudson Bay Company drinking hall night. A great crowd of fur traders and their native wives dance wildly to a fiddle tune, the Red River Jig. Goodsir picks his way past men hardier even than sailors. He's keenly aware of his class, as are they.
Excuse me, is there a John Rae amongst you?
They shake their heads, ignore him. One even spits. Then Goodsir's eyes are drawn to a figure slumped in the corner. He's squat and muscular, but a thick white beard betrays his age. The notorious John Rae, 60s. Goodsir takes a breath and makes for him. The music changes to the trader's reel. He holds out his hand.
Mr. Rae, I presume, Robert Anstruther Goodsir.
And I be John, fine chap. Where's your mark, boy? Black as burnt oak, these piggies shall be.
Mr. Rae, I request you address me as sir.
We'll wrestle for the right.
He slaps Goodsir's hand flat to the surface. Just an arm wrestle, thankfully.
Best of 3.
Mr. Rae, you are drunk.
Best of 5, then.
I'm sure it would please the Franklin men to know that we play like children whilst they shiver.
Rae grins, holding up his hands. Both are bereft of their little fingers.
Now there's a mark.
Then lunging forward, he plants his hands on the table and lifts himself into a handstand. The bulk of him wobbles perilously on the wood. The music stops. Traders watch, laughing, goading, until, with a mighty crash, Rae falls to the floor. His fellow drinkers mob him, howl with laughter, ruffle his hair. Interior Goodsir's quarters later. Swish, Goodsir turns a page of Rae's report.
An Eskimo did relate how the Franklin men were howling as they marched, shrieking at some cause the Eskimo could not discern. Cooking pots were found with human feet inside, sawn at the ankle. Some, it seems, had been boiled with their boots.
Goodsir slams the report shut. He takes a puff off his pipe. The Eskimo skull stares at its new owner.
Seems you people like a tall tale.
Interior Goodsir's quarters, morning. A door creaks open. Goodsir wakes with a start. A native servant girl, Petunia, stands over him, his chamber pot between her hands. She bows and backs away. Goodsir rises and stares through the window. At the far end of the courtyard, a figure lies sleeping in the bare air. Exterior courtyard, moments later. Goodsir's feet crunch as he approaches.
Mr. Rae. Rise and shine, Mr. Rae. Happy the head this morning. Egg behind the eyes, I trust. And drink dehydrates us, ironically. Aldehyde, mankind's dearest poison.
Rae stares at this pompous twat. wishing he'd never woken.
Who the fuck are you, boy?
It's good, sir. I see you lack recollection. I'm willing to forgive your conduct from the previous night, Mr. Rae. I'm not enough acquainted with the hardships of Arctic life to judge.
Rae eats a mouthful of snow.
What's your mileage?
Come again?
How far do your legs carry you, and at what rate?
I once managed 25 per day. It was a shooting trip I took with some medic friends.
Upon what ground?
If you must know, it was the Chilterns.
The Chilterns?
A mile is a mile, Mr. Rae, and we covered 5.
There are English miles and there are Arctic miles, Mr. Goodsir. An Arctic mile is akin to walking ground which may snap beneath you. An Arctic mile will freeze the sweat to your groins as you march. It is nowhere near enough. Let us make here our first rule. Come winter, the only body I'll be dragging back with me will be my own.
He strides briskly away. Goodsir has to break into a jog to catch him, following him towards interior washroom continuous. The door creaks open. Goodsir enters and sees a topless Rae crouched over a wooden basin.
Enter, enter. If you want my services far more than nipples, you shall see.
He lifts the basin and pours it over himself.
You seek the Franklin men?
I seek Franklin himself.
You seek his men. Franklin is dead.
And scene. Guys, that was awesome.
Oh, thanks very much.
Thank you.
A script like this, sometimes when you hear it, it brings it to life in such an insane way. I mean, these lines leapt off the page, and I think sometimes can be intimidating to read some old English. And hearing you guys, oh my gosh, that was phenomenal.
I mean, first of all, like, you know, your accent's incredible. Like, I felt like it's not akin, but it kind of is. Like, I just felt like I was watching a scene from Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It just was so awesome. You guys did amazing work.
Yeah, really
And it did,
awesome.
like, to your point, it really, you need the performance
Yes.
to take it off the page. We hear this a lot, is like, you know, it's all execution dependent. Like, yeah, we know, but like, this really is. Like,
Yeah.
this takes the words and just like.
Well, what I think is so cool too, you know, we were talking earlier about finding attachments to scripts. And as a professional writer, that is truly one of the hardest things to do, is to attach actors. And that is also what gets a script greenlit, is having these really great parts for actors who have the weight to play them and to get your movie made. And these roles, particularly a two-hander, which is so important, I think it just really kind of elevates that. There's two great roles for
Absolutely.
two huge pieces of talent.
And these scenes that pop out, I think I heard that Jack Nicholson, he said before he decided on a film, and he needed 5 great scenes in a movie. And like, this screenplay has 5 great scenes in it.
Yeah.
Sure.
No, I just thought it was so great. And I want to kind of toss it to you guys. What was your experience of being in these roles? And was there things in the script that you particularly loved or resonated with you?
And I mean, it's very stilted language at this point in the script, which is just sort of, we're very early on in the story here. And so Goodsir's coming in with, I guess, quite a lot of preconceptions about his view on the world and his place in it. And I think, I mean, I don't know how much I want to give away here, but I think those are going to get broken down very, very quickly as they venture forth into the Arctic.
I think so too. I love that. Yeah.
Well, as an actor, I just love being able to play like kind of an unleashed character, and John Rae absolutely is. I mean, he can kind of do anything, you know, and I think that's what, I mean, great actors, any actors, they crave great writing, you know, and it, in a way, when there's great writing, you don't have to work as hard. That seems counterintuitive, but the script kind of carries you. And if you trust in the script, you can get a great performance out of something. That's what's so great about this.
For John Rae in particular, it just seems like you have the freedom to have so much fun.
Yes.
Because it's such a well-written character. Yeah, no, it was great.
I feel like you were John Rae. I feel like you live like John Rae's life. Like, you wake up on a Saturday,
Put him in
you
the
know,
snow.
like no shirt on, basin over the head. I get it, dude.
No, it was really great. And again, it just really brought the scene to life. And imagine if this entire script were brought to life, and it could be.
This is where you, the audience, can come in and make a difference. If you love Prisoners of War, go to Kinolime.com, go read the screenplay. We have the audio version, we have the treatment, you've heard the table read. Delve into it. If this is something you want to see on the big screen, come vote for it. Voting ends June 15th. You got some time, but not really, so get in there now.
We are going to be doing a table read of one of our top 3 scripts, Poachers. Well, first off, I'm going to read the log line to set the stage. When a Ugandan tracker's father is killed by frightened rangers, his grief-fueled vengeance pulls him into a billion-dollar wildlife tracking empire where he must choose between violence and the testimony that could dismantle the entire network of corruption. Playing the role of Kayiizi, we have Sharif Johnson. And playing the role of Juma, we have Rias Knight. So great that you're both here.
Thank you for having us.
Absolutely.
Amazing. So let's do it. Kayiizi's grief-fueled vengeance over the death of his father comes from him burning down the ranger station and essentially leading to the deaths of 7 rangers. So he is on the run. He is, a fugitive here. And his pregnant wife is also on the run. And so at this point, he is kidnapped by Juma's men. Juma is a poacher, right? So he is in charge of this billion-dollar empire. And Kayiizi is a wildlife protector. He does not want to be involved in this in any way, shape, or form. And so he's going to have to go against all of his morality in order to do this and to save himself and, of course, his pregnant wife. So, yeah, big stakes. Let's dive in. Exterior Juma's camp, night. Kayiizi sits alone by dying embers. The camp sleeps. The carved bird in his hands, he turns it over again.
You're thinking about her.
Kayiizi doesn't look up. Juma crosses into the firelight, sits across from him.
Your wife.
I'm thinking about a lot of things.
My men are still searching. Caves, mountain paths.
I know.
Juma picks up a stick, pokes the embers.
You did well today. The briefing, the team respected you.
They respect the man who tells them where the animals are.
They respect competence.
Sets down the stick.
Tomorrow morning, come to my quarters. We need to discuss operational details. Just you and me.
What kind of details?
The kind I don't share in front of 20 men.
He stands.
Dawn, don't be late.
He walks into the darkness. Kayiizi watches him go. His grip tightens on the carved bird. Interior Juma's private quarters day. Larger tent, personal effects, a cot, a desk, a metal cabinet against the back wall, secured with a heavy padlock. Juma sits at the desk, papers spread before him. Kayiizi stands.
The North team, you know the terrain. I need to know what you know.
I've told you everything.
You've told me what you thought I needed. Now tell me what you're holding back.
I'm not holding.
Everyone holds back. It's natural. Self-preservation.
He leans back.
The herd at the river. 200 animals. Where do they go when they panic?
West, into the valley.
And if west is blocked?
Kayiizi hesitates.
There's another route. South. Through the gorge. You didn't mention it in the briefing.
It's narrow, hard to cover, 3 teams.
But they could escape that way.
Some of them, yes.
You were protecting them. The elephants.
I was giving you the best tactical option.
You were doing both.
A radio crackles on the desk, a voice, urgent.
Boss, checkpoint 3, we have a problem.
What kind of problem?
UWA patrol, 6 vehicles headed towards sector 7.
Hold position, I'm coming. Wait here. I'll be back in an hour.
That was awesome, you guys.
Great work, great work.
Really
Thank you,
great.
great work.
So how did that feel? Was there anything in the text that kind of stood out for you as you were playing these roles?
Oh, definitely. I mean, you can see he saw himself in Kayiizi, and that's what he felt like. He knew there was more, like, because that's what he would do.
Yeah.
If he was still on the right side, like, because you could see the confliction that he doesn't like what he's doing to himself. Yeah.
And I loved reading for the part of Kayiizi because me personally, I feel like even just being a guy from the East Coast, it's amazing how I can relate to the story and being the person who maybe have to do something you don't like to get something you do want, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Totally.
So I resonated with that a lot, just personally, just off of like, okay, now I have to being a guy from where I'm from and having to maybe turn into. I love a quote Dave Chappelle said that his mother told him, where he said, sometimes you got to be a lion to be the lamb you really are. You know what I mean? So in this reading this, I feel like that's Kayiizi character. Like he has to be a lion to be the meek sheep he really is to protect his family. So that's kind of what I've gotten from the sides. Yeah.
It was that point you made earlier about like where Kayiizi has a path out.
Yeah.
I feel like Juma partially wants him to be, but deep down wants him to get away because he always hoped he got away.
Yeah.
And that path might be kind of helped by the small little bit of conscience that Juma has left.
Sure.
Because I feel like Juma's just not like, I'm gonna, I hate to be like a dark side of the light. I'm like, I don't feel like he's going. I don't feel like he's completely lost his soul.
Yeah, not yet.
And that may be what Kayiizi, he sees that. And while he's got to do what he's got to do,
Right.
Kayiizi represents the last bit of anything in him.
Humanity in him.
Yeah.
Very much like Luke and Darth Vader.
Why? I didn't want to say it.
Very
Why would you not?
But that's what they
Why not?
That's what
It is, yeah.
I just want to thank Reyes and Sharif for
another
being
round of
here
applause.
today. This was
Thank you,
really
guys.
awesome.
Thank you.
You really just brought so much life to this script that already had a lot of life in it. So
For those at home, if you liked what you heard and you want to know more, there's sign up to Kinolime.com. You can read the screenplay. You can listen to the audio version of the screenplay, or you can read the treatment. And you could also, you're looking at the table read now. Go vote. If this is something that you want to see get made into a film, every vote counts. Log in, go to your competition page section, and vote for Poachers.
we are going to be doing a table read of one of our top 3 scripts called Do. And our log line is, years after making a mysterious deal during a near-fatal overdose, a new mother must navigate the deceptions of a shape-shifting entity that has returned to claim its due. To set the scene, when Nina, our protagonist, is going into labor. And it really kind of kicks off the second act of our story here, because this child that is being born, spoiler alert, is going to be payment for a past due bill of sort.
Bring it back to the title.
What can I say? So joining us today, we have Bella Svengros playing the role of Nina, and we have Mariana Garzon Toro as Casey. Interior Nina's bedroom. Nina moans, twisting in bed, racked with labor pain. She reaches out and grabs her cell phone from the nightstand. The glow of the screen illuminates her features as she makes a call, placing it on speakerphone.
Yo,
Still at Nick's?
sure am.
I'm having contractions
Are you serious?
every few minutes.
Holy hell. All right, I'm coming down.
Nina ends the call and slides herself off the bed, hunching over in pain. Nina lets out a loud groan. From a distant room, Nina lifts her head, listening. She continues to endure the contraction.
Casey?
A distant light turns on in the apartment, creating a dim glow in the hallway.
Casey?
Yep, I'm here.
Casey flies into the room. She's flustered and in a hurry to collect Nina's overnight bag.
Was that you?
Hospital, now.
Were you mocking me?
Nina, you're about to push out a baby. Where's your phone?
In the bag.
All right, let's do it.
Casey, something's not right.
Nina, you've got this.
Nina stares into the ominous, barely lit hallway as Casey supportively guides her towards it. Pre-lap, hospital monitors beeping. Interior, operating room, night. The operating room comes in and out of view as Nina struggles to open her eyes. From Nina's perspective, as she wakes on the operating table, a surgical team readies their instruments, preparing for an emergency C-section. A male anesthetist looms directly overhead, oxygen mask in hand. He lowers his gaze and locks eyes with Nina. His eyes are completely black, no whites. Nina lets out a sound of distress, but it's barely a whimper. The anesthetist places the mask over her face, and the room whites out. Interior maternity ward day. The white light fades to reveal a perfectly round golden sun seen through the hospital room window. A partially filled catheter bag hangs from the bed frame. The urine it holds is the same bright yellow as the generous bouquet of tulips that's been left at her bedside. Her eyelids twitch, gently opening. In the middle of the room, a nurse stands with her back to Nina, leaning over a transparent bassinet containing a sleeping baby.
How is he? Is he okay? Nurse?
The nurse, with her shoulders up by her ears, arms bent, wrists limp, scurries out of the room, leaving the bassinet and baby behind. Nina's eyes widen as she tightens her grip on the bedsheet. She barely has time to react before Kayiizi bursts into the room, her voice brimming with energy.
And she's awake.
Kayiizi, what the fuck?
I know, right? What a wild night. I'm still shaking from the adrenaline.
But that woman, what was wrong with her? There was a nursing here and she was weird.
A nurse in a hospital. Someone call the cops.
Do you think she did something to him?
Oh, how cute. You're one of those paranoid mothers. It's probably all the drugs they've got you on.
The baby starts fussing. Nina attempts to sit up but can't. She winces.
Here. It's a shame they had to cut you up. Can I?
Oh, of course.
Look how perfect he is.
Nina gazes down at her baby. His face is soft and new, with delicate features. The world hasn't touched him yet. She smiles softly with the warmth of a mother, but it doesn't last. A sadness takes over, as if her love for him brings her pain.
Who got you the flowers?
I thought they were from you.
The logo on the flower wrapping reads Mr. Tinkle's Tulips. The baby finally latches and settles.
See? You're a natural.
And scene. Love it. Great work, guys.
Great job.
I love that. That was so fun. So, as you know, the actors in the scene, how did you guys feel about this? Did it bring up anything? Was there anything that particularly resonated with you?
Jeez, I mean, childbirth and being a mother is such, I haven't experienced it myself, but it's such a terrifying experience as it is.
Mm-hmm.
But adding in those tiny elements of just things being not quite right, whether it was with the nurse or the black eyes of the anesthesiologist, it was just like, oh God, like those are things that can happen in your head. Like those are things that, you know, moments of like, am I going crazy or is this real? Especially during a moment of like deep intensity. But I mean, seeing it and feeling it through this script is like, just was so off-putting.
It's even more off-putting knowing what Kayiizi has actually done in the story. Yeah, so you know, spoiler alert, not the best friend.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just she has this mask on right now in the scene that kind of like knowing that makes it even more unsettling for you.
And you can't quite put your finger on it.
Yeah,
You can't quite be like, wait, that's not the right thing to say or to do.
Yeah, and it's that feeling as a woman where like nobody is listening to me right now. Like nobody's understanding me. Even my best friend, you know, they have that little spiel where you are obviously in distress, but it's like, why isn't your best friend like listening to you? Yeah. So yeah, there's just this undertone of something is wrong. Something is really
No,
off.
I love that because I think that's what's so great about horror. And, you know, for those of you who have read the script and spoiler for those of you who haven't, the movie opens on Nina having an overdose. And basically, in order to save herself, she makes a deal with, not the devil, but close.
Similar.
And that is now what's haunting her through her child. The deal that she made ultimately was to sacrifice her firstborn child, and now the rent is due. And so there's a really fun twist too, I think, at the end where she's able to fulfill on that deal and outsmart. But then, as you mentioned, Kayiizi has also made a deal of her own. And so it's just very fun. And what I was saying before, I love in horror how you can take something like childbirth, which is already scary and, you know, such an experience for so many people, a shared experience, and then turn it even more nefarious. And so that's really fun. And I think as a screenwriter, it is really difficult to maintain terror on the page, particularly jump scares, such as, you know, we're seeing the black eyes of the anesthetist and all of these things. And so I think that this script was able to really convey those scares on the page in a fun way.
And I think as someone who has not personally gone through childbirth, but I, you know, have a daughter, and to be so precious over your kid when they're so small and knowing that like your job is to have them live. Like your whole job as a parent, like, is just to like not have your kid die, like keep them alive. I always say, we joke with my friends, but you know, that vulnerability as a parent, I think, is very apparent here in the story. And I can only imagine it's probably like 1,000 times more magnified as a woman giving birth and then having the nurture. So it's such a great story. And like the prompt for the writer, because I asked, I was like, well, you know, what was like the reason you know, wanted to write this story? And she's like, well, I was breastfeeding my child, and I was like, how weird would that be if there was like a small, weird, like small manatee, like, you know, and like, isn't that such a dope, like prompt for an idea? And like, so that prompt created an entire screenplay.
Also, I think just goes to show the state of your head when you are
Well, that's what,
in the newborn phase.
You can tell this was written by.
You're thinking about weird stuff at the time.
100%.
No, but it's great. I mean, I think so. I love when as a writer, when a nugget of an idea comes from an image, like a visual image. I think it's so cool, and it makes the script so visual, and that's what this does.
And it's common to hear this, but write what you know, right? Like this writer, Catherine wanted to write a screenplay, and she used her real life experiences to then motivate and give the fuel to write a screenplay. And it's the little nuances that you only get if you lived it. And I think, now that doesn't mean you have to write exactly what you know, in the sense like verbatim, like Tarantino writes what he knows, but he'll make it a mythical world and different, but you're using real life experiences, people to fuel and motivate you.
Well, that's that grounded element that we were talking about. You know, I think as long as a story, particularly a horror, is grounded in real emotions, real wants, real fears, that is what is so terrifying. And then the monsters are representative of so many other things. But yeah, you could tell with the pacing at which we were reading, I felt like it was really able to achieve that kind of terror feeling.
And it's amazing because we're like, I wouldn't call it the golden age of horror at the moment in the theaters, but like all the movies out right now, you know, Obsession, there's some phenomenal films that are being made in the space because you get to explore more, like you mentioned.
Yeah.
Do could be one of them. You know, this is my
great transition.
There we go.
Horror has a great ROI.
There you go. Exactly. But if you want to vote for Do, if you want to see this movie get made, we're in the final voting stage right now. Go to Kinolime.com. Create an account, or if you have an account, get in there, read, vote. We have the audio version, we have the script version, we have the treatment, you have the table read. Like, go immerse yourself in the story. It's a really fantastic read. If you love horror, like, nothing better than it out there at the moment. So go to Kinolime, check out Do. If this is the movie you want to see get made, this is your chance to make it happen and create the opportunity for Catherine to get her movie vision realized, and like us make a movie. We're so dope.
Let's make a movie.
I know.
Love it. Absolutely. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us today.
And
thank you at home for reading these scripts and for voting. Be sure to vote for the winner.
Yeah, deadline June 15th. Get out there and vote. 3 scripts made it through. 1 gets produced into a real film, and you decide which one. The Waif is shooting this year with BAFTA-nominated director Stephen Fingleton. Mob Mentality is in development. The winner of this vote is next. Join the community, read the script, or listen to the audio version and vote. Help decide what ends up on screen. The winning script gets up to $15 million production budget. It's a real film, going to be with a real director, with a real release. The industry has always decided what gets made, but we're changing that. Vote closes June 14th, winner announced June 15th. Go to Kinolime.com, sign up, read, vote, be part of the movement. If you got something out of today's podcast, please share it with your filmmaking and screenwriting community and hit subscribe. It genuinely helps us keep making these. We need them, and we'll see you in the next one.